Sepi Golzari Munro, who's Acting Director of the Energy and Climate Intelligence Unit. It's a non-profit organisation promoting informed debate on energy and climate change in the UK. Thank you very much for joining us. What are your thoughts on the government's strategy and what we've heard so far today about those grants for the heat pumps?
Well, this is really the government's big push to drive down the cost of heat pumps to the point where actually consumers won't be paying any more for their heat pumps than they do now on gas boilers. Now, obviously, this is only a 3-year scheme, and as your other guests have highlighted, it will have, obviously limited reach relative to the broad range and number of houses that we have in the UK. But that's not to say it's not significant, because the whole point of this is to kickstart the heat pump industry, and the anticipation, I believe, is that as there's more deployment and more innovation, this will drive down the cost naturally, so that in 14 years' time, so let's remember the phase-out date is not anticipated for until 2035, that actually these heat pumps will be the natural and obvious choice for consumers.
Are heat pumps where it's at when you look at other potential options? Some talk about hydrogen boilers. I don't know how advanced the technology is there. Obviously, there are solar panels. Heat pumps do require the space to put the box outside if you have an air condensing unit, or obviously the capacity to dig if you're going to have one that goes into the ground.
So I think the key point here is that there's also an innovation fund that's been announced alongside this, that's looking to develop the technology so that actually you don't need such a big space. So again, that's for the next phase. I think the government's aiming very much at the lower hanging fruit in this round.
And there's no sort of potential unforeseen consequences of heat pumps, is there? When we hear about sort of getting heat from the air, obviously air conditioning units cause issues with global warming. Is there any potential side effect from heat pumps, or is this really the best way to go forward?
Well, I think the government's described this as, and so is the CCC actually, the Committee on Climate Change, as a no regrets option. So regardless of the other technologies that may or may not develop alongside this, hydrogen being one, there are others, that actually heat pumps will have a role. So this is a kind of no regrets pathway to start actually making some headway into this arena. And I think in terms of, potential problems, I mean, let's not forget, most people hate their gas boilers. We have gas boilers breaking down all the time. No technology is foolproof, but heat pumps have been deployed in many countries for decades now. And from kickstarting the industry in the UK, you not only drive down the cost, but you're creating jobs, which aligns with the government's levelling up agenda.
Thank you very much, Sepi Golzari Munro.